Hey, house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 25 updates and spoilers. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're all having a great day so far. Our house guest of the day is Finding Lori 6645. Thank you so much for the support. We really appreciate it, and we can't thank you enough. So thank you again. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. It's only for $1 for a holla, and I have a cat attacking my chair right now. All right. I also want to thank yesterday's super chatters because that's another fantastic way to support our channel. So Kiki Holly, Wendy Will, William Dang, Jessica B, Benjamin, and Christopher Brown. Thank you all so much for the support. Oh my God, she's playing with a snowball toy now. So cute. Okay. I'm going to kind of not get distracted. So when we left off yesterday, they had the power veto ceremony. It was the big one. Jag used the power veto on Felicia, and just some context here, he was originally planning on using it on Cirie, but Cirie volunteered to stay up on the block so that Felicia could have a break from being nominated. She wouldn't have to pack up all of her stuff again because she was really dreading that. And, Cirie would get some brownie points with Felicia for doing this. Also, honestly, I think Cirie is thinking, number one, she's probably super safe up on the block against Cameron, right? But even if she wasn't, I don't think Cirie would mind just going to the jury house and having a week alone before anyone else gets there, just in case things get crazy and this vote flips. I think Cirie would be okay with that. She's ready to get off the roller coaster. But anyway, Cirie volunteered to stay on the block. So Jag used the power beat on Felicia. Bowie put up Cameron as a replacement nominee. So we've got Cameron versus Cirie. And this was not a blindside. In fact, the night before, Cameron was like, "Oh, I can't believe you're going to blindside me." Because, like, at this point, they've pretty much told him, like, you're going to be going up. And Bowie corrected him and was like, "This is not a blindside. We're talking about this right now." Oh, okay. So, yeah, we've got Cameron versus Cirie up on the block. And it's not looking great for Cameron, but you know that he's not going down without a fight. He has already started campaigning. So far, he was really focusing his attention on Corey and America and pushing that if he goes, they will be the next two out. He's like, "See you in jury." He's also spilling the tea on Matt and Jag's plethora of alliances, talking about how they were working with Cameron as a 3, the Fugitives Alliance. He had a 4 with Matt, Jag, and Bowie, and a 4 with Matt, Jag, and Blue. Ooh. So a lot of information coming out here. It's funny because this is exactly what Matt and Jag were criticizing, like Cirie, Jared, Izzy, all of doing, right? Having all these alliances with everyone covering their asses, and now they're the ones doing this. So Cameron is really trying to push that Matt and Jag are running this game, and honestly, they pretty much are right now. So people should pay attention to what Cameron's saying if they want to have a chance of winning. He's definitely exposing a lot about Matt and Jag's gameplay, but I don't know. Will this translate to him getting any votes this week? Probably not, but you never know. It could change the outcome in the coming weeks, though. Could change people's plans on who they want to target. But anyway, Corey was already telling Cameron, "Look, I don't see you finding a path to stay. I don't think you're going to be able to get the votes." And Corey also said, like, "I don't see you getting my vote. Like, I don't think I'm going to be on board with this." Oh, dip. I mean, he's being honest, right? But also, like, that's a lot to say to somebody on a Monday. So, yeah, we'll see what else Chaos Cameron comes up with. I'm not counting him out yet because you never know what's going to happen, especially with this cast. So I'm just along for the ride, right? Let's see what happens. So, Cirie and Cameron chat in the backyard yesterday. Block party, 2 nominees. So Cirie asks Cameron, "How are you feeling?" And Cameron says, "I hope I'm going to get another shot at this one day." And he says, "If I do, I'd do a lot of things differently." Oh. He feels like he got played. And he says, "I was bound to run out of steam eventually." I mean, he was evicted once already, right? He already ran out of steam before, and now, anyway. He says he's grateful and honored for the experience. He is a super fan, right? I'm sure he's eating all this up. So Cirie's like, "All right, give me advice. Which way do I go now? Who do I work with if I stay?" She's like, "I'm not counting you out yet. I don't want you to think that. But if I am the one to stay, What should I do? And Cameron says, well, I'm humbled that you would ask for my advice because I don't have any for you. He says, normally I would come to you for advice. Now, this is a bunch of bull because Cameron is about to talk for a long time. I don't have any advice. Yeah, okay. So, Cameron says, Matt and Jag are going to walk this thing home if something doesn't get formed to go up against them, right? They're just going to start picking people off and they're going to win their way to the end. So they sit in silence for a bit. And then Cameron says there are multiple alliances formed around Matt and Jag. And he says all those different alliances are starting to find out about each other, right? So there's a chance here that Matt and Jag's whole thing could start blowing up because people are figuring out that they're aligned with everyone. And Cameron says if Matt or Jag were to win HOH, they'd have to show their hand, right? So they don't really want to do that. But Cameron is telling Cirie, I think you're going to be okay for now because all those big competitors, they're going to turn on each other before they start looking at you because they need your vote to pull off these moves to get each other out. So Cirie's like, okay, well, hypothetically, if you're me, which way do you go? Right? Because it's pretty clear you've got Matt and Jag here in the frame. And then you have Corey and America here. So which pair do you work with? Which do you side with? And Cameron says, Corey and America. Oh my God. Now this is a complete reversal here because before he was all anti-Corey and America. But now that Matt and Jag have turned on him, he's done with them for now anyway. So Cameron says Corey and America, they know what's going on. All they need is numbers to make it work. Excuse me. So Cameron says, with Corey, America, you, and Blue, you'd have the numbers. That's 4. And you guys could split the other side up and get to the end. So Cirie's like, that sounds great. However, I'm not sure if Blue is just like blindly loyal to Matt and Jag at this point, right? She's in pretty tight with them. She's very anti-Corey. And Cameron's like, no, I think you could get her away from Matt and Jag. I think we could work on that situation. I mean, she saw what they did to Jared. Yeah, but doesn't Blue mostly hold Corey responsible for that? So Cameron says, about Corey, I had every reason to backdoor him last week, and I was so close to doing it, but Jag was begging me not to put Corey up. He also talks about how they let Corey take the fall for Mimi leaving last week, right? They really pushed all of that onto him so that people would be upset with him. And Cameron says, Jag at this point is the mother effer to be in this house. He says, Corey, yes, he's the brainiac, but Jag is way more methodical, right? Jag is making all these moves so that people will go against each other and he can just sit back. He's got clean hands, no blood on those hands. And he says that Jag is going to drag Matt to the end. I don't know about dragging him, but Cirie's like, wait, Jag thinks that he's going to beat Matt? I guess she wasn't thinking that they would actually go to the end together. Cirie says, I think that that's probably going to be Jag's biggest mistake. Yeah, I don't think that'd be good for Jag. I mean, there's still a chance that Jag would beat Matt, but I feel like Matt has a much better social game. Also, Matt hasn't been evicted yet. So if Jag and Matt are in the final 2, you have 2 people who have worked together pretty much the entire time, right? And they've been a part of those same moves together. One of them has been evicted, one has not. You're probably going to vote for Matt, right? Plus, he's just like a really nice guy. So anyway, I would agree that that's probably a mistake on Jag's part. But anyway, Cameron says Matt and Jag are also keeping Blue really close, and they want to keep Blue pissed at Corey so that if she wins HOH, she can take Corey out for them so that they don't have to do it. I mean, that's exactly what's happening, right? We know this. So now he's telling Cirie all about it. So Cirie's like, okay, well, where does Bowie Jane fit in now? Like, where is she in all of this? Are they just using her at this point? Now we know that Bowie is Matt and Jag's true final 3, right? They want her to go to the final 3, but the reason they want her there is so that they can cut her. They feel like they can beat her, and then they want to go to the end together. So Cameron says, Bowie Jane, I feel the most betrayed by her. He says, I did everything for her. I took care of her for weeks after Red left. Everything fell apart for her. I kept her together. Sorry. And I told her I had her, that I would never turn against her. And I did everything but offer her a final two. He did everything for her. All right. So he says, I was so proud when Bowie won HOH, but then Matt and Jag got to her. And he says, it's the same way that they turned red against me. Well, you can thank Sari and Jared for turning red against you. That was not Matt and Jag, but yeah. They agree that there's more to Bowie than people realize. And Cameron was like, yeah, I knew that, but other people didn't. Well, now more people know about it. So Cameron says, we know at this point that Bowie can be bought. That's what she showed today by putting me up on the block after everything that I've done for her. So Cameron says for the rest of the time that he's here, he is going to help Sari and Blue as much as he can. He's going to help them line things up with Corey and America so that the four of them can go against Matt and Jag. And he says those mother effers have got to go down. Oh boy. So Sari says, I appreciate that. That's wonderful. Thank you. Okay. So Cameron and Sari chat again a little later in the bathroom, and he really is spilling a ton of tea to Sari. And I mean, she's listening, right? She's taking all this in, and she's realizing a lot of this stuff adds up. It makes sense. Like, I think this is for real. So Cameron starts breaking down his HOH reign last week, talking about how hard Jag was pushing for Corey to stay, right? He didn't want Cameron to put him up on the block. Also, Jag wanted Corey and America to target Blue and Mimi and vice versa, right? He was really lining that all up. And Cameron says, Jag was always saying that our style of play was to sit back and watch people take each other out. Yeah, he's definitely said that a bunch of times. So he says Corey came to us with the idea of flipping the vote to send out Mimi, and then Matt and Jag let Corey take the fall for it. Now, this part of his recollection is a little bit because he doesn't know the full story of what happened there. We saw how Jag convinced Cameron, like, let's make Corey look dumb, blah, blah, blah. But Cameron doesn't realize by that point, Matt and Jag also wanted Mimi to go, and they were just using Corey as the fall guy there. Whatever. Okay, so then Cameron spills that he was also part of a 5 with Matt, Jag, Corey, and America. And he says that group, whenever we talked, we were always talking about targeting Corey, right? Did I say the wrong names? I did. The 5, Matt, Jag, Corey, and America. They were always talking about targeting Blue, right? But then Cameron's like, I was also part of a 4. Me, Matt, Jag, and Bowie, and that group was always talking about targeting Corey. And then they took this information that we all discussed together, and they told America that I wanted to target Corey. I mean, he did though. Like, he likes to act like he wasn't more a part of that, but like he was. But anyway, they did spill the beans on him. So Cameron says that's why America was being so weird with me. I think there's more to it than just that, but yeah, that is part of it. So it's interesting here because Cameron seems to hold Jag way more responsible for his demise than Matt. He thinks that Jag keeps Matt in the dark about some information, doesn't tell him everything, which we know is not the case, right? Jag and Matt are very much like equal partners. They share everything with each other. But he's definitely thinking that Jag is the real mastermind here, and Matt just kind of like goes along with it. All right. So then Sari is wondering again, am I gonna be able to pull Blue away from Matt and Jag? Right? I gotta get her off of this target Corey train because it's not what's best for us at this point. Cameron says, well, we're gonna have to tell her all this stuff, right? We're gonna have to get her in on all this, and hopefully she'll see the light. So Sari is saying, I also want to bring Felicia in on all of this information. Okay, so a little later, Sari, Felicia, and Bowie are chatting in the HOH room. And Felicia strikes again. She's always asking the upfront questions. So she asks Bowie, are you aligned with anybody else? Who are you aligned with? So Bowie's like, she says, I'm not really like aligned with anyone. Lie. But she says, I have good working relationships with, individuals. But those relationships, we mostly just talk about how we're going to vote. Girl. Okay. So Bowie's also like, I haven't been having as many conversations with you two since Red left because like I wasn't sure who you guys were aligned with. Sounded very sketchy. Okay, so then Felicia's like, well, I feel like we've always been at the bottom of whatever people try to bring us to, right? We're always just numbers. Nobody considers us like an equal part of their alliance. So Cerie says, yeah, well, maybe now we're looking more attractive because people need numbers, right? So Felicia's like, well, maybe all of us numbers here, us three, we need to get together and really be numbers, right? Work together. We're three right here. So Bowie's like, yeah, well, we're also going to need to work with some people who will be strong in competitions. Are you saying that Felicia and Cerie can't win? I mean, when you compare them to Matt and Jag, yeah, but also like I'm pretty sure Felicia and Cerie were insulted by that. But Felicia's talking about how there's a good chance that Matt or Jag will win the next HOH, and Felicia says if that is to happen, we need to make sure that we steer them in the right direction, meaning to target Corey, right? You got to have these big players going after each other. So Felicia says, on the other hand, if Corey or America win HOH, we're really going to have to drive home to them how long do you want to keep these big targets in here, right? Do you want to win this game? So they're hoping that will make Corey and America want to target either Matt or Jag. Bowie does not want Matt or Jag out. She's not about that. But Bowie says, yeah, I really trust Matt. And Matt is mates with Jag. I talk to both of them a lot. And obviously, and she says those two are powerhouses, and she's implying like maybe the three of us could link up with the two of them, be a little like five situation. So she's not saying it outright, but the implication is very heavy here. And Cerie, during this conversation, is very quiet, right? She does not have a lot to say in this combo. She's taking it all in because she's sitting on all of that info that she just got from Cameron, right? About how Matt, Jag, and Bowie are working together, and Matt and Jag have something going with everybody. So Cerie is being very careful about what she says in front of Bowie because she knows whatever she says will get back to Matt and Jag. All right, so later, Cerie and Felicia are chatting outside, and Cerie says, Jag and Matt are aligned with everyone. Oh, that Cameron conversation stuck. She's definitely listening to that info. So Cerie says, Jag and Matt have Corey and America on one side, Blue and Bowie on the other, and then they have us simps over here. Damn, not simps. Felicia says, well, yeah, they're just going to use us to get out whoever they want, right? Which is kind of what Mimi was saying about Felicia being a weapon. But Cerie brings up, she's like, Felicia, you'll notice that I did not say much in that conversation with Bowie because Bowie is fully team Jag and Matt right now. So we don't need any of our stuff getting back to those guys. So Felicia brings up, Corey is also aligned with everyone. And she says, Matt and Jag, they bring us information. And Cerie's like, no. Matt and Jag are lying to us, Felicia. They play around with us, right? They give us whatever information they want us to have, but they do not share everything with us the way that a real ally should. So Felicia's like, well, who do we side with? Or do we just figure out a way to stay neutral between the two sides? Like, is that even a possibility? So Cerie says, I would have liked to snatch up Bowie Jane and actually work with her, but she's too wishy-washy. And she said that she wants to work with the strong people. So clearly she does not view us as strong. And if we're in this 5 with her, Matt, and Jag, we're going to be at the bottom of that. So then Felicia is talking about how they can let the big targets take each other out. She is suspecting that not this eviction, but the next one would be a double, which it's definitely possible. And Felicia says, if we can survive that double, we will be in those final 2 chairs together. I mean, that's a big if. You got to take out some of these strong contenders, but I mean, if they do take out the big targets, it's absolutely a possibility. So Cerie starts sharing a bunch of the information that Cameron has spilled to her, like how Jag begged Cameron last week not to put Corey up on the block, and how Jag and Matt are blaming everything on Corey. So Cirie is pushing Matt and Jag have to go. She says Jag needs to go first, right? Because if they take out Matt, then Jag is just straight up going to be targeting both of them. They can't have that. But if they take out Jag first, maybe Matt is cool with them still. We'll see. Okay, so Cirie says not only does Jag need to go, but Corey cannot leave next. We need him here. If Corey goes next, we're done. Because Cirie says at that point, we're just going to get picked off by Matt and Jag, right? There's not much we can do in that situation. So they talk about how in order to make this happen, they're going to need to get Corey, America, and Blue on board with them and make this 5 a thing. So Felicia's like, I need to sit down with Corey and America and let them know that Matt and Jag are going to be targeting them next. And honestly, Matt and Jag would like to see Corey go next, but they don't want to do it, right? They would like to see Blue win HOH and do it, or at least Matt would. Jag loves Corey. So I don't know if Jag actually wants Corey to go. But anyway, Felicia's wondering, can we finally get Corey and America in a real alliance with us? Not some BS like that fake Final Four with Felicia and Mimi, but a real alliance. Also, we got to get Blue to wake up because she has been brainwashed to go after Corey at this point. Yeah. All right. So after, Cirie has a quick chat with Blue in the kitchen, and Cirie asks Blue, how do you feel about like any of the stuff that Cameron's been saying? And Blue says, weird. So Cirie's like, just listen to him. Hear what Cameron is saying. Okay. So we'll come back to that. But Bowie is talking to Jag and Matt in the HOH room. She's catching them up on her talk that she had with Felicia and Cirie. And Jag wants to know, did Felicia and Cirie say that they trust us more than they trust Corey and America? And Bowie says, yeah, they said that. They feel like they have a good relationship with both of you. Oh, not anymore. So Bowie shares how she was basically pitching an alliance of 5 with the 3 of them and Cirie and Felicia. And she's asking Matt and Jag, what do you think about that? And Matt and Jag are like, did they say anything about Blue? Do they want to work with her? And they're pretty surprised when Bowie says no, they didn't mention working with Blue at all because they thought that Cirie, Felicia, and Blue were like super tight. But then they're asking, well, what'd they say about Corey and America? Do they want to target them? And Bowie says, yes. Not anymore. But Bowie says Cirie and Felicia want the big players to take each other out, right? They don't want to have to do it. So Jag and Matt are like, they're going to throw the comps. They want other people to do their dirty work. That is like such a huge thing this season. And it's so annoying. Freaking win competitions and make moves, damn it. But anyway, Bowie's like, again, do you think this is a good idea for us to make that final 5 with Cirie and Felicia? And Matt starts off by saying he's not against it. But then Jag is like, yeah, but we're going to have to win everything and get all the blood on our hands. Like, I get that Cirie and Felicia want to lay low, but Jag says, I want to lay low too. But he does say it would be good to go to the final 5 with them because it would be easy to take them out at that point, beat them in the competitions, get rid of them. And then the 3 of us are in the final 3. So they also talk about how in order for that to happen, Blue, Corey, and America are going to have to go. And Jag, of course, is saying we got to keep Blue, Corey, and America targeting each other, right? Let them take care of each other. So before they can talk about all this more, America comes in, and America lets them know, Cameron's been throwing you under the bus. Stop telling them stuff, America. Stop it. All right. So a little later, Cirie chats with Blue again. And Cirie says, listen, Miss Girl. Oh, she's using Blue's own language to get through to her. She knows what she's doing here. So Cirie says, I know that Cameron's on his way out, but I don't think he's making stuff up. You really need to listen to Cameron because the stuff that he's saying is making sense and it's looking really scary. So Blue's like, really? What is he saying? So Cirie gives her a little taste. She says, Cameron is saying that Matt and Jag are going to ride this thing all the way to the end together. They're going to use me and Felicia until they don't need us anymore, and then they'll just get rid of us. They're pitting you and Corey against each other, so their hands are clean. And yeah, this is all true, right? And Cerie says, I know it seems like Corey's got to go. I know you want him out, but you got to look at everything as a whole, right? If you're not here, I'm not here. So she's basically saying, like, get your shit together. Wake up. And Blue says, I see what you're saying. She says, my personal feelings included ideal final five would be with Cerie, Matt, Jag, and Bowie. That's who she would want to go to the final five with. But Blue is like, I know that I can't do that. I need to think strategically, take all the personal stuff out of it. So she says, game-wise, her ideal final five would be with Cerie, Felicia, America, and Bowie. So all the ladies. So Cerie tells Blue, you really do need to stop thinking about this personally. Cerie says, personally? I can't effing stand Corey. I want Corey gone. And she's like, I know that Corey was the HOH when Jared was evicted, but he couldn't have taken Jared out without Matt and Jag's help, right? They were a huge part of that. I remember when Matt and Jag were all like, Corey said he couldn't have made that move without us. So Cerie is like, to Blue, please do not share any of this. Listen to what Cameron has to say. All right. So a little later, Cameron has his info dumping session with Blue. And Cameron starts off by saying, like, I'm not here to campaign to you. I want to talk to you about your game. Okay. So Cameron is talking about how before Jared left, he asked Cameron to protect Cerie. And Cameron's like, I know that means that I'm also supposed to protect you, because if I protect Cerie, then I'm also protecting you. That doesn't really make sense, but whatever. So Cameron says to Blue, if you want to get far in this game, you got to leave Matt and Jag behind. You can't continue on with them. So then he goes into his whole spiel. It's the same stuff we've already heard him spill. Matt and Jag have multiple alliances. They're pitting you and Corey against each other. They're coming for you next, which they are. Like, they want Blue out. Of course, if Blue wins HOH, they want her to take out Corey, but also, like, they do not want Blue around long term. So Cameron is telling Blue, you got to work with Cerie, Felicia, Corey, and America to take out Matt and Jag. And Cameron kind of like blew it at one point, because you know how he was all like, I'm not campaigning. He did add in like, oh, if you want to keep me. But is any of this information actually sinking in with Blue? No, not really, because then Blue goes and spills everything Cameron was saying to Jag and Matt. Oh my God. Including how Blue, America, Corey, Cerie, and Felicia need to get into a 5 to target them. She's spilling it all. Mention it all. Even crazier. After hearing that Cameron has exposed their gameplay, Matt and Jag are still talking about throwing this next HOH competition. They don't seem to think that it's that much of an issue that all this information is out there. They don't want to have to show their hand. So they're still expecting Corey and Blue to target each other. They would like to see that happen so they don't have to do it themselves. And honestly, the sad thing is, again, with all of this information coming out, Corey and Blue are still targeting each other. Get it together. All right. So today, things have gotten awkward. At one point, America, Corey, and Cameron were chatting in the bathroom, and Cameron asks them, what can I do to help you guys while I'm here? And Corey's like, I don't know how to answer that question. America says, I think it's done, Cam. You don't have to do anything for us. You've already done enough. And America says, I'm not going to pretend that you weren't throwing our names around to Bowie this week to try and get us up on the block. And Cameron's like, it's the game. I'm sorry. Like, it's the game. And America's like, well, game-wise, that's done now. So let's just hang out, like as friends. And Cameron's like, oh, so now that I don't have any game left, you're cool with separating game and personal. So Cameron is very tense. So then Cameron's like, well, when I play this game again, assuming he's going to come back, I will talk less so that I'm not implicated in things, right? And he's trying to say, like, I wasn't throwing your names out there, blah, blah, blah. And America's like, I don't think it's implicated. And Cameron's like, can I just talk without one of y'all debating me every second? He says, give me some freaking credit here. So again, Cameron is saying, I wasn't the only one talking about wanting Corey out. And America's like, I know. I get it. Right? I know. So Cameron's like, thank you. That's all that I wanted. Because he really was trying to convince America the other day, like everyone wanted Corey out. I could have put him up on the block and I didn't. And she wasn't really buying that Cameron wasn't the one like driving this conversation. But now she's like, I get it. Other people wanted him out, whatever. So Cameron's like, I'm sorry. Like I'm trying to play this game. You can't hold it against me. And America says, I get what you're saying. But I do think that people were just going along with what you were saying about wanting Corey out. No. Other people also want Corey out, including Matt and Jag. So, well, Jag not as much, but Matt, yes. So Cameron tells America, I think you take things a little personally and you hold on to them. He says, just because I said your name in a game for $750,000. And America's like, yeah, that's fine. But then after you say my name, you lie to my face about it and you're saying you want to work with me. So which one is it? So they go back and forth a little bit more. And then eventually Cameron leaves the bathroom in a huff saying, America, you're incorrigible. So America's like, oh, whatever. All right. So Cameron goes to the scary bedroom. Jag is in there lying down. And Cameron says, no room's comfortable. So I'm just going to like hang out here. So they're just sitting in silence for a few moments. And then Cameron is like, do I get to know why? Or do I just have to watch the show? So there's no answer from Jag. Oh, so awkward. And then Jag is like saved by the bell because America comes in and she asks Cameron, why are you walking away? What are you doing? So America tells Jag, Cameron is trying to throw you under the bus to me. So then Cameron's like, can you get out of here? Like, can I please get 1 minute with Jag? He says, my game is effed. Just let me have this. So America's like, yeah, it's effed because everyone knows that you're lying. So she leaves and Jag is like, what the F just happened? And Cameron says, you know what's happening, bud. He says, I'm not making a last-ditch effort to campaign. But he says, I'm wondering why this is all happening now the way that it's happening. Like, why am I on the block? What's going on here? And he tells Jag, don't do the silent Jag thing. Don't just like stare off into space like you're thinking or whatever. Just shoot me straight. Tell me what's really going on here. And he says, if you just let me know what's actually going on, I will keep my mouth shut for the rest of the time that I'm here. I will vote for you at the end. And I will hug your neck and tell you that I love you. Okay. So Jag is not giving clear answers. Jag is like, you know what's going on. You're on the block. What? And he's like, where do you think you're going to get the votes? And Cameron says, I won't. Corey told me no. He said he's not going to vote for me. I'm not going to get the 4 votes that I need. So Cameron is like to Jag again, please just tell me what happened. Just tell me why I'm in this situation. So eventually Jag is like, I heard that you were throwing names under the bus. What? I'm sorry, but just freaking tell him that you had to get him on the block because he's a big threat to win this whole thing. Like, just pay him the respect. I'm sure his ego will appreciate hearing that he's just too big of a threat, right? I mean, he's already been evicted once, for crying out loud. So anyway, Jag doesn't want to just be straight up like that. So then Cameron is talking about how he was all in on the fugitives and he's like, I look like a fool now. All right. So anyway, we've got 2 days left until the eviction. It's not looking good for Cameron. He has already been told no, he's not getting votes from Corey, America. Who knows if anybody else has said that at this point. I don't know if he's going to continue trying to campaign. I feel like he's still going to go for it, right? Also, hello. Hi, Bowie.
Oh, hi.
Hello. It also seems like even with all this information coming out, Blue, Corey, and America, they're still targeting each other, which is just so lame. I feel like Sari and Felicia are really taking in all the info. They're trying to make something of this, whereas Corey and America are almost working more with Matt and Jag now, somehow.
What?
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe Sari will be able to work her magic on Corey and America. Maybe Blue. I don't know. Blue kind of seems like a lost cause at this point. But
I don't think Blue understands what's going on.
Yeah. I don't know, but it's kind of a mess. So anyway, thank you all so much for being here. I want to thank our super chatters because we could not do this without you guys. And I see we got some big support today. Yeah, so thank you guys. Mary Ellen L, thank you so much as always. Kitty Cat, Kitty Purr Purr, or Kitty Kitty Purr. Kitty Purr Purr.
Who can?
David Cushmore, thank you so much. Yeah. David asks, is Cameron a goner this week to be evicted on Thursday night? I would say it's definitely not looking good for him at this point.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. I'm not counting him out, but it's not looking good. Jack D65, thank you so much. Jack says, I want Corey out. I'm tired of his foggy love brain. Yeah, he is getting a little bit distracted by America again now that they're a boyfriend-girlfriend.
I never liked Corey.
I know. You've made that very clear. I'm like up and down with Corey. Sometimes I'm like, yeah. And then sometimes I'm like, oh my God, stop. So I do think that he is being a little naive when it comes to Jag and Matt. So we'll see what happens there. But
I mean, that's easy for us to say because we're looking.
Of course, we're seeing the big picture here, right? These people are not seeing the big picture that we get. David Cushmore, thank you again. David says, is Bowie Jane going to the final end game? She very well might be, right? Because
that's crazy.
People feel like they can beat her in the end, although her winning HOH this week and making a big move to take out Cameron, people might be more inclined to target her now than they were before.
Just think about this.
Okay.
They ran Bowie Jane to the end. She somehow accidentally wins the final thing.
Yeah.
And the jury is so bitter.
I mean, it's possible
that she joshes.
It's absolutely possible. I think we're going to have some bitter Bettys in this group.
I think so too.
Anita Nestler, thank you so much for the very generous super chat. We really appreciate it. And Anita says, oh, hello. Very thankful for all the hard work you and your mom do for the Big Brother live feed community. Thank you so much. I'm very happy to be part of this community. It can be toxic and a lot at times, but I think at the core, there are a lot of really awesome people. And I'm so glad to have met all of you guys through this virtually for the most part. But I have met some of you in person, which is always a lot of fun. But thank you again, Anita. Christine, thank you so much. Christine says, anyone who is not targeting Matt and Jag after this week doesn't want to win. They are going to run away with it if they don't rally together and get them out. Christine, I couldn't agree more.
It's the magic thumbs on Jag. Yeah.
I just don't see how you pick to work with Matt and Jag at this point over Corey and America. Corey and America, you are much more likely to beat in those final endgame competitions. I mean, Matt and Jag can just like trade wins the rest of the way. It's totally possible for them. So yeah, I agree. These people need to wake up. Mark Piergiallo, thank you so much as always. Kenny D, thank you so much for the very generous super chat. The sounds of silence. Yeah, Jag, I'm pulling a Jag right now. Yeah, Kenny, I hope you're having a lot of fun with your grandkids.
Because this season ain't it.
Yeah, but also, yes, Sounds of Silence. Simon and Garfunkel, hell yeah. Carol Morrison. Yeah, Carol Morrison, thank you so much. Love that. Is that a fox or a kitty cat? Either way. Phil D. Phil says, thank you, Phil. Phil says, less toxic people, more toxic by Britney Spears. Love that song. Really brings me back to like middle school vibes.
Yeah.
Good times. Yes, absolutely. So thank you all so much. We will be back tonight for the POV episode recap. Zingbot, we've got Otev, and we've got the Cameron backdoor move. So
I'm sure we got Lammy in the hammock too.
I'm sure. So come for the BB stuff, stay for Lammy and the hammy.
Yeah.
So we'll see you later. Thanks for being here, and until next time, much love. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye.
Did you write down those other two?